Hello and welcome back. This is Sweet Nothings Crochet's videos. Today I'm going to show you the part 1 of my In the Garden Sundress, and we're working the yoke. You'll be working 2 yokes, one each for the front and back. I like to start with the foundation single crochet row. To see how to work a foundation single crochet, please check my earlier videos. So for this particular pattern, we start with the multiples of 3 plus 1. So I've just got a small swatch here for multiples of 3 plus 1. For row 1, you work a double crochet in the first stitch. To see how to work my chainless double crochet, please check my earlier videos. You skip the next 2 foundation single crochet and work a V stitch in the next stitch. A V stitch in this for this part of the pattern is DC, chain 1, DC, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Skip the next 2 stitches and work your V stitch in the next stitch. Skip the next 2 foundation single crochet and work a V stitch in the next stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the same stitch forms your V stitch. And this is what you do all the way till the end, till you come to your last 3 stitches. For the last 3 stitches, you skip the next 2 stitches and you work a double crochet in that last stitch. Now when I work with my foundation row, I like to clean up this tail as I work along. So this is how I do it. Put my hook into the stitch as I would, but then I bring it out through that corner little hole there, such that the yarn goes to the back. And then I like to weave in the yarn when I'm working the first stitch up there. So this gets woven and it's coming up to the top, and then I just weave it in a little bit so it gets completely secure. And then you can lock it when you're doing the work, when you're working your second row 2. So this is row 1. Row 2, double crochet in your first double crochet, V stitch in the chain 1 space of the earlier chains V stitch. So that's DC, chain 1, DC, V stitch in the next V stitch. Once again, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, V stitch in the next V stitch, and in each V stitch till the last double crochet. And then you work a double crochet in the last double crochet. That's row 2. Row 3 and all following rows till you reach the armhole, you'll work a double crochet in the first double crochet, V stitch in every V stitch all the way down at the end, and a double crochet in the last double crochet. You'll work this like without any decrease, without any change, all the way till you come till the armhole, right? Now we are assuming that we have reached the armhole. For the armhole, we decrease with the DC2 together. A DC2 together is worked over 2 DC. Here you're going to be working over this DC and over the first DC of the V stitch. So you work, start like you would for a double crochet, go in that away, and then stop at that point, go into the next double crochet through the first 2 loops, and then through all loops for the decrease. Okay, and then you skip that double crochet, you skip that V stitch, and you'll work a V stitch in the next V stitch and all the V stitches till the end. And then you'll work a decrease stitch in the last double crochet. So you could either opt to use the first leg of the V stitch or can use the chain space. It doesn't really matter. Or if you use the chain space, you're reducing it a little better. If you're using the V stitch, which is what I have written. You use it, you get a slightly lesser shape, but it doesn't matter. So you go into the last chain 1 space, first part of the double crochet 2 together, second part of the double crochet 2 together, and then you finish it off. For the next turn, for the next change, again you start off with the first decrease on the first DC, second decrease in the V stitch, and you'll get a change. Now, because this is a really small swatch, you can't see too much of a shape, but there you go. There's a very slight decrease, and that's enough for a small child. Now, if you're working for an older child, and my suggestion has been even on the blog that you must keep a dress of the child for as a draft. So let's say you feel that the shape is not sufficient with just working in the first one. My suggestion would be then to slip stitch all the way till here, and then work a double crochet in this chain 1 space, and the second leg of the double crochet for the DC2 together in that chain 1 space. Obviously, if you're working for a 5-year-old child, it's going to be way larger than this tiny swatch. So you slip stitch till the first V stitch, first leg of your double crochet 2 together in that chain 1 space, second leg of the chain DC2 together in that chain 1 space. So you'll get this kind of a shaping, which is perfect for a slightly older child. I worked for a 3-year-old child, and what I had done working on the DC and this gave it a very tiny curve, and that was just right for my child, right? So the shaping that you require would depend on the child, and again I suggest that you keep a good well-fitting dress to figure out exactly how much you want for the reduction of the armhole. Then once you have made the first 2 rows of reduction, do not make any more changes till you reach all the way till the neckline, till the neckline. And I'll just explain to you what we do with the neckline in the next video. Bye-bye.